everyone. Welcome to another episode on Angela Bettina Presents. And I have a special guest from Massachusetts. Her name is Jacqueline Seymour. She is an award-winning and globally recognized publisher, singer, songwriter, actress, model, and signed and published a children's book. Let's learn more about her. All right. Hello, Jacqueline. How are you? Thank you so much for being on my show. How you been?
Hi, I'm wonderful. Thank you. And it's a pleasure.
Fantastic, fantastic. How is Massachusetts?
It's nice right now. I could use a little bit of warmer weather, but I'll take this.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
It's spring now. It's spring now, so I'm good with that. I can wear my sundresses with my sweaters, and we're good to go.
Yes, yes. Jacqueline, I'm so impressed about your resume, your curriculum, actually, that you are a recognized publisher, singer, songwriter, actress, models, actress. You know, it's a multi-skills person, entrepreneur. It's difficult how to start with your interview, to be honest, but that's something that, because there's a lot of things. Oh my God, this woman is, it's a Pandora box. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost like having ADHD in the industry. That's what I tell everything. I don't have ADHD, but it's almost like having it, because I start with one thing and I find another point within that industry that I really enjoy. And my main point is I really love to write. Mm-hmm. So that's where producing comes in. That's where music comes in. That's where the acting comes in, because even scripts, that has to do with reading. It all kind of ties in together with the children's books and everything.
That's good. And I have a couple of questions because I'm pretty sure you have the right answer to inspire others that are following you as a musician, as an actress, and all these things that you have been passed through and you're still working on. But before continue with that, I would like to say congratulations for the Wizard book, and tells a tale of three sisters. Director Joseph Siminera. You have a role as a Tabitha Billy Professor, spelled like a witcher. And how you feeling about that? How's the movie is going?
It was so much fun to film. I love every one of those cast members. Literally, we had a blast filming on set. Joe is awesome to film with. And it was my first time filming on green screen, which was honestly a very unique experience. It's like nothing you've ever experienced. If you've been on a normal set before, it's a totally different experience. You're literally surrounded by green screen, like walls green, floor green, everything. And basically you have to improv. You have to do everything without having that background, that environment, that's behind you, or things to work off of. You have to work off of each other. Mm-hmm. Really have to put more of your acting skills into it, because there aren't other distractions around you to actually be included in that will help you with your acting, if that makes any sense. So a lot of times when you're on a normal set, there's other things that you pick up that really add to your acting. Mm-hmm. And it'll add to your persona as a role or something like that. But when you're on green screen, it's a totally different experience, and it was unbelievable. I loved it.
That's good. I can imagine that you have to physically create the item of this object or the animal or the person, because it doesn't exist. I can imagine you have to mentally create it, pretending that you have it. I can imagine totally the opposite, different to be green screen and the green screen. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that's the first question they ask, even myself. I'm not an actress, but I use a green screen, but just for the chroma key, for the background, but it's totally different. But as an acting, it's something else. I can imagine. And how is the when it's gonna be distributed? Which platform? So if you can have that information, if you cannot share that, we understand.
Sure, but I'm not familiar with that information quite yet, working out all the details for that. It could be on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure which platform he's using yet, but he is working with distribution currently. I just not sure. I don't know if we're not supposed to know yet, or if he's still working out the details, but we should know soon. We have the official trailer, which is wonderful.
Yes, I watch it. Very beautiful.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be great. I mean, if we have a premiere to go to, that'll be even better. Hopefully I'm not awake for something like that, or filming on another set, but I kind of hope that we all get together again for a premiere, because it'd be nice to see everybody again anyway. I mean, I'm working with a few of those actors anyway in some upcoming films.
That's fantastic, fantastic. And it was filmed in the United States, right? Here in America.
Yes, right in New York, Long Island, right in two different studios, as well as they actually filmed some of the scenes outdoors, in different neighborhoods, different areas. I'm not sure where some of the other scenes were filmed with some of the kids. I wasn't on set for that, but yeah, a lot of different areas out in New York.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what about Rescued Innocence, director Tammy Connors? And
yes,
you have that Tammy Connors and two leading roles, like actors and actresses, Jennifer O'Neill and Daniel Roebuck. So that's good. Fantastic.
Yes. And then Chasing Adrian, we're kind of finalizing the script, which is wonderful. And I'm actually playing the role of Adrian herself. And it's kind of, I can give you a little bit, but I can't say too much, but it's almost like Born Supremacies times, I want to say like 50 on steroids. So, but as a female version. And there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of, basically I'm an ex-agent turned assassin, and I'm out for revenge. And we have a phenomenal stunt team that's going to be on set. We're supposed to film in Boston, and I believe New Orleans, and possibly New Mexico.
That's good. So that one is for Chasing Adrian. This is another movie. And the Rescuing for Innocent, there's another one that you're working with another director. So for Chasing yes. It's the same or is it different?
Different. So
that's a different. Oh, okay. So for Chasing Adriana, so you're gonna take in the lead role for that one. You're leading that one. Is the first time you lead in a role for the feature film?
It is. And I'm honestly extremely excited. I'm also extremely grateful to the director for putting this kind of faith in me. I know I can do the role, awesome. I know it's going to come out amazing with the entire team we have, and with John. And we have a great cast so far. We have Jimmy Schertz, we have Dave Merchant, we have Albert Marks, we have Mindy Darty, we have let's see here, oh my gosh, we have Tony Jones, and who am I missing? Anyway, we have a wonderful cast.
Fantastic. And I'm looking forward to see you, because I've been following you for almost a year or more than a year, and you're doing great. And we're going to be discussing more things about you, but now concentrating with the acting. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are watching this, and not only in my podcast, but also Radio Illuminate and Apple Podcast as well, that yes, they will be looking forward to see your film. And that one, when are you going to start doing the shooting? When are you going to start filming for Chasing Adriana?
I actually have a Zoom call right after this interview with the director, John Richardson. We're going to be discussing more about when he's looking as far as time frame. Right now that things are rolling a lot faster than we actually thought, which is great. Hopefully I keep my fingers crossed for that. But if all goes well, maybe we'll start to get filming in June or July, and then we're obviously gonna have to spread out some of the filming dates, because we'll be filming in different locations. But I'm hoping that we start pretty soon, which would be really great.
Awesome. I'm looking for it. I'm very looking forward, and looking forward to do interview after, because after you're doing your filming, to do a follow-up, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a success. and
Yes.
looking forward for that. And what about the Risk with Innocence? That one is in pre-production as well? Yes.
That's it's in pre-production, but we're still waiting on the script to be finalized. That's on some of the real happenings of sex trafficking. I'm actually playing, like you said, Tammy Connors, who is a counselor for girls who have been rescued from that. My daughter's also that Sydney Seymour. She's going to be playing. So yeah, we got a great for that as well. Actually, very big cast for that. I'm not sure when that'll be ready to be filmed, but everything kind of got slowed down when COVID hit, and then it got delayed and then paused, and then other things took their place, and so everything kind of gets shifted around. But it'll be filmed. It's just a question of when the script will be finalized for that, and then when everything comes into place and falls into place for that one.
Fantastic. No, but a lot. That's very excited where you're sharing all these projects. It's like you say, after COVID, things has been accelerated faster and faster. And the good thing about the film and the film industry, and the independent film industry, after you're involved in one project, and the key is to be consistency and persistent and be strong when sometimes the actor receive casting rejections and not feeling down and things like that. But for example, I would like to know what advice or what strategy you use for yourself when you receive a rejection, because this is something this is something I discuss with all the actors and actresses. In your case, how you deal with that?
I have been rejected. It's, you just have to take that with a grain of salt, and you have to move forward with it. The thing with this industry is you have to have thick skin. You have to be able to accept rejection. You have to be able to accept the fact that maybe you're not fit for the role, or maybe, you and the director or the producer don't click, in that way. A lot of times with film, they're looking for a specific role to fit a specific image of that person in their mind, the director, the producer, the writer, the screenwriter, and you just, you don't fit that specific role. So my best thing to advise people who are in the industry is realize that it's not about you as what they're specifically looking for. Like right now, I'm actually helping produce Chasing Adrian, and I've helped John with some of the things where he asked me, who do you think might fit into this character persona? And I have ideas of certain people that, in the acting, who are friends of mine or people that I know of that might fit those characters. And I give him a little bit of advice with that, and he'll toss it back and forth with me. So I'm kind of seeing on that end how that works, which is it's great for me because it helps me when I'm, if I have a rejected role or something like that. But my feeling is it's hard the first couple of times when you're first in the industry. You're thinking it's, hey, oh my gosh, is it something I did? It is not about the actor themselves. It's about what the director and the producer are looking for. So my advice is don't ever take that to heart. Just know that there's always going to be another role out there for you. And what I'm learning, and actually I thank Tony Jones for this. Thank you, Tony. He just told me to put a monologue out, a dramatic monologue, because I hadn't had one on my IMDb. And I sat down and I actually did one the other day, and I'm noticing it's helping a huge amount as far as getting noticed more by directors, because a lot of times they want to be able to see on film what you can do when you're just sitting there and you have a solo monologue or a dialogue. So that helps a lot, and that helps a lot with landing roles too.
That's the monster monologue. I saw that, very touching. You transmit the feeling, the frustration. I want to be an actor, I want to be this, and that's beautiful. That's a great idea. I like it.
Well, I put myself in, I don't know, I'm not sure if you've ever seen the movie Monster with Charlize Theron. So I used her monologue from Monster, and I made it my, in her monologue, she didn't cry in it. she was confident, but not so confident. And in the monologue that I used from her, I actually used a small bit of confidence, and then I twisted it to where I could add myself crying in it, and use more emotion, just to show what I got out of that, what I felt out of that monologue. A lot of times an actor will sit down and they'll basically completely imitate what the monologue was that they're trying to do from a film. It's actually better a lot of times to make it your own, because it shows more of your characteristics and more of your talents, what you can put towards another film for
Sure.
those directors and producers.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you recently were featured in the Luxury Life Red magazine. Congratulations for that. And it
Thank
says,
you
I
very
like the, yes, I like the quote when you says, it says, growing up in the city of the World Center, Massachusetts, I was a teeny girl with a big dreams. I'm very with head in music, writing, in nature, later to become Jackie of all trades. What beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I was, you know, I'm looking forward to have. I love to have a physical copies and CDs, DVDs, and magazine. Looking forward to have a copy of that one, of that magazine. But I like how you express yourself. You know, you were strong. You have, you know, very confident, consistency in your dreams. You, I can. When I was reading that, my translation is there was a transformation about you, and then if you would like to share to the fans about you were born with a condition, kidney reflux disease. Is it something you want to
Yes,
speak? And I
sure.
was touching your story because it says that you mentioned that you spent in your childhood and your teens age in children's hospital. Can you tell us?
Yes.
Yes, it was a transition. There's a transition and transformation of what is you are now.
So when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard time with the girls in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was bullied a lot, and I was not accepted by the girls that I went to school with in middle school. And it was a lot of times because I was in and out of school due to my kidney condition. I spent a lot of time in Boston Children's Hospital with an IV, and we have a funny story about that, because my family and I still talk about it today, how I used to walk around with the IV and the pole that holds it. I keep forgetting what the name of that is, but and I named it Oscar because it would follow me around everywhere, so I put a name for it. And we laugh about it to this day, because I had to make light of a dark situation. And a lot of times when I was in the hospital, I would write. I would read books. I would write, just to keep my emotions in place, because it was very hard. You know, I would go back to school and I wouldn't have friends there because my friends would have made another friend while I was out in the hospital. So it was a very difficult time for me. But I learned to really embrace writing and singing and acting. Actually, I did my first really big high school play. I was a high school, I think it was no, sorry, it was 8th grade play. And I had to act around all of those girls that would bully me. And it was actually really, really motivating for me as a person coming out of traumatizing situations from being bullied, because it really gave me an idea of my calling. It gave me an idea of what I wanted to do in my life. I not only want a teacher for kids with learning disabilities and struggles and things like that, but which I went to college for, and I actually became a teacher. And I taught kindergarten through 1st grade. I loved it. And that's where I really picked up my idea for children's books and writings and things like that, because I wanted to gear what I was doing in life toward helping other people, and helping kids was where I wanted to go with it. So through my music, through my children's books, and even through my acting, I want to help inspire the younger generation, that even
Mhm.
though you go through something when you're younger and you're dealing with maybe a horrible situation, whether it's abuse in a family situation, whether it's an illness, whether it's being bullied or anything or a handicap, that you really can rise from it and you can take those, should I say, those strengths and really put them toward a talent or something you truly love and make something wonderful out of it that actually can help another person.
That's very beautiful, Jacqueline. My admiration, respect to you. And
Thank
and
you.
I can feel the energy, your energy, because I can see you're as an adult, but at the same time you still have some like a child spirit inside of you. I can see. I love your pink hair color and the
Thank,
fantasy movies. You're part of it. Your music. I love your music so much, and I always play on Radio Illuminate. You have very
thank,
angelical voice type, and that's fantastic. And also, but the books that you write are more are for children, because, like you said, you spend all the time in children's hospital. You are uh, education elementary teacher or kindergarten teacher, and it's like the children is part of you, and that's fantastic. And
yes. And
yeah, yes, no, yes, I'm sorry
well,
for interrupting.
so I've actually started to, I help with, I teach songwriting as well, which is also a huge strength for kids.
Hmm.
Um, Kids who have emotions that they can't get out in a
Hmm.
normal way. This really helps them be able to develop it on paper. Um, and it helps with a lot of emotional problems for them as well, which is wonderful.
That's good. That's good. Have you taken consideration to put your um life story into a film? Because I think will be a very
I,
beautiful project.
I, I have, I don't, a lot of times, I guess it's, I'm so busy. I'm so busy between my home life with my daughter, my son, my husband, um, that and the movies and then the books and then the music. I think I never really thought about how to put it into a film, but it is a very good idea. Someday I'd actually like to do that. I have some other ideas first that I'm going to be throwing back and forth with the director as far as I want to put my children's books into a TV series for kids. So I want to do animation and have a whole animation team do that and create an entire series where kids can, watch it either on YouTube or they can watch it on Amazon Prime or one of the
Hmm.
TV networks. Um, and I have another idea for another film that's from one of my books, which is a little bit older. It's more Disney style chapter book.
Hmm.
It's a really unique idea. I haven't actually seen a film out there yet like it, which is really cool. But it's interesting because I have had a couple people ask me that about my life story, and I said yes, someday I definitely want to do that. I would love to talk to a director about doing that. I might even talk to John about doing it, who's doing Chasing Adrian. But my biggest thing is I don't want to bore people.
No, I don't think so. It's gonna be boring. Right now, you touched me a lot with this interview, and after reading your biography, I was telling my husband, this is the type of interviews that attract me a lot, because you know how nowadays are there's a lot of people losing inspirational, and we
Yes,
need more people like you.
thank
And
you.
yes, and like you said, you um, remove the excuses, not to take a not to take advantage. But what I'm saying is, through the time that you were unable to have a normal life, there was no reason for you or excuses for you to say, I'm gonna lay down in bed, feeding myself, crying. Or you actually you develop the courage to improve yourself. You learn write and sing and play piano during that time,
Yep,
and
yep,
this and then to come up with with beautiful music and ideas, books and things like that. So it was like your disease was like a weapon, push you to move
yep,
forward.
yep.
Yes.
It's almost like I had somebody on my shoulder saying, you know what, it's okay. You can get through this. I had a lot of encouragement from my family was really wonderful as far as helping me get through a lot of stuff. My grandmother, who's now passed away, was one of my best friends. I loved her to death. She always taught me the one thing I'll never forget, even through the bullying in middle school. Once I hit high school, I was more confident. She said, Jack, hold your head up, keep your chin up, or let it touch your chest. Because the second you put your chin down and you let people see it's touching your chest is the second that they have you. So I always learned to keep my head up. Even if I was not 100% confident inside, I kept my shoulders up, my head up, and I learned to walk tall, like I knew I was someone, you know what I mean? And that's the hardest thing in the world for teenagers to realize. And that's what I try to teach my own kids. My son has that persona. He walks very tall, you know, he's got his own business. He's very established. My daughter's developing that. And it's a very tough age at that age too for girls. I mean, especially girls, boys too, but girls can be brutal at that age. And I had my grandmother, my father, my mother, they were backing me, helping me get through it. But in the end, I was the one that had to get through it on my own. Exactly. So that's the biggest thing I like to tell children nowadays, teens. It doesn't matter if you're getting bullied by this person, or that person. Once you reach a certain age, you're going to realize none of those people ever mattered. They all fell behind, because you're going to develop you and you're going to be the best person you can be. And I think, honestly, I think middle school and junior year are the hardest years. I mean, I had a great time in high school. It totally changed for me in high school. Maybe it was my outlook. Maybe it was my grandmother said, keep your chin up, whatnot. But there's so many kids that struggle nowadays. I watch it, you know, through my own family. I watch it with my own kids, things like that. But if I had one thing to say to every kid, definitely focus on you. Even though you're focused on having friends and everything else, you can balance both. But the biggest thing you're going to get out of it is once you graduate, it's going to be about you. It's going to be about who you are and who you develop to be as a person as a whole.
It's true. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. That's very important, because like you said, it's difficult, especially, high school, the bullying, and teenagers are cruel. Yeah. Sometimes they have a tendency to be cruel because, this for many, many reasons. And this affects people's life even when they become adulthood, because they take it that inside. If they don't know how to handle that at that age, it's gonna be a strong impact when they become in adult life.
I go through it still. I still go through it. I go through it with other women, people, even family that I've been close with. People I had to literally cut out of my life because they were cruel. They were not just cruel, but they were abusive and cruel. And in any industry that you are successful in or start to succeed in, there will be people that will fall behind in your path. And sometimes back into your life, sometimes they don't. It's hard to deal with on some points, but a lot of times it can benefit you, because by cutting that out of your life, you can actually move forward and be more productive with it. And so, and that's a big thing that, I try to help other people with who are rising up in any industry they're in, especially teenagers, because teenagers don't know all this stuff. They're thinking, oh, school and high school are the end of my life. That's it. If I'm not popular here, if I'm not doing well here, I'm never going to be anything later on. I'm walking proof.
That's true.
Tell people I'm walking proof that's not true.
Yes, that's true. And back to your music, High Roller, DJ Condemn, beautiful song. Can you tell them what is behind the song?
Yes, so the song High Roller, the producer of it is DJ Codeman, Andrew Stewart, a good friend of mine. He actually lives out there in Texas. So hi, Andrew, if you're listening to this or can see me. And thank you for producing the song with me. I absolutely love this song.
Very beautiful.
But he is a phenomenal producer. I've worked with him on numerous songs. We did Written in the Stars. We did Break These Chains. We have done so many songs together. I want to do more with him. He's literally one of my favorite producers. And he's in the US, which is even better. A lot of these producers I've worked with are out of the US. A lot of them are overseas. So it's nice to have a producer that's here, you know, in the US. Another thing is with High Roller, when I was writing that, I really wanted to have fun and let go with it. And I wanted to make a song that could relate to so many different things. It could be positive. It could relate to the casino. It could relate to having a little fun out with friends. Even though the lyrics are geared more toward like going to a casino, if you think about the lyrics as you're listening to it, it can actually relate to just life in general, just going out and being a positive person, having fun. But I wanted to make it really upbeat and fun.
That's good. I love to play in my truck because from my professional job and in my house, I made like an hour and a half of driving back and forth. And I love to play your song and very, very loud. And
Thank you.
yes, and some people say, that's beautiful. I like that's beautiful music. And hey, come on, I share the music. That's so impressive. I'm looking forward to see more music of you and playing on my radio. Very inspirational. And also,
a bunch more.
Oh yes, I love it. And I love you, Jacqueline. Very beautiful. It's very. I like just the instrumental music background. I like your voice, very angelical style. Don't stop. Continue doing that. And you're one of my tops I like to play all the time in my radio show, but also when I'm driving. And yeah, and also you know what you have, and also you transmit peace. It's beautiful. Your voice is very peaceful. You're very calm me down. And even when I suffer from anxiety attacks, something I'm working on. But when I listen to your music, you make me feel, very semi-good energy. Yes. That's for your information. Yes.
Funny too, my husband always says to me, he's like, I love you to death, but if only you could sing to me rather than talking. He says, because I love your singing voice compared to your talking voice. So we have a laugh about that.
No, I like both. You have you can do. I don't know, have you done the voiceover? But this is something you should take in consideration. Your voice, your talking voice is beautiful. You have a very good tone as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've actually done a couple of voiceovers for radio shows and stuff like that to introduce some of the radio shows in the past. I haven't had time to do any more, but I had fun with a lot of those, and people were like, "Who's that? Your voice is so different from your singing voice." I'm like, I know.
Yes, pues that's the key. Look like two different. Yes, it's different. Yeah. But I'm looking forward for more music. Will you please send it over to me, and I'm going to continue.
I just did a song actually on Morgan Matthews, Grammy Award winning Billboard producer. Yeah, I did the song Salty with him. And I haven't released it yet. I actually have to release them. But it's a great song. It's much more mellow. I think I sent that one to you. Yes. It starts with a guitar. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's I absolutely love that. I love anything that's related to guitar and piano, only because I learned and I trained myself through piano. But my voice flows really well with guitar and piano, something with the instruments, with the pitch of my voice. So I really love those.
That's good. That's good. Now we're looking forward for more music of you, and really loving. I love your music so much, and what can I say? I'm a big fan of you and looking forward for more projects. Do you have any upcoming projects besides the ones that we discussed? Yes.
I have my book series coming out. I'm actually I'm republishing my books. I pulled them offline for now. So some people will go on looking for my books and they'll see them, but you won't be able to order them. I'm talking between about 3 different new publishing companies about republishing my entire book series together because I now have a series of 4 books. Mystery of the Stinky Striped Sock. I have the Mystery of the Horrible Terrible. I have the Mystery of the Sticky Stuck Goo at Buffoon Zoo, which is hilarious. I have a new illustrator for that one, and my 4th book. The 4th book is The Mysterious Pew at Dippity Doo School, which is hilarious. And I'm probably going to be releasing the books in 2 sets. So it'll be part of the same series, the Illustrate Me Scribble series, which is already a published name. It's already copywritten. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the first 2 together in like a box set, and the other second, the 3rd and 4th in another box set. So people will actually be able to purchase them in sets. And one will be geared more toward like a lower age group, slightly lower, and the next one's going to be geared toward maybe the next level up.
That's good. That's good. And there's going to be still selling in Walmart, Amazon, and Barnes and Nobles?
Yes, so they will be available on all digital platforms. I actually had them in Barnes and Noble, but because the publishing company that I was with closed down due to COVID, they actually went bankrupt. They had a lot of issues. I'm republishing everything. So once everything's, all the books are already done, they're already completed, which is great. Now I just have to choose which publishing company I want to go to, or if I want to just do self-publishing, which I'm kind of pulling towards self-publishing, but we'll see.
That's good. That's good. Well, congratulations, Jackie. Congratulations for all your projects, and looking forward for more interviews with you. And
thank you. Me too.
Likewise, and thank you for your friendship. It's always an honor to call you. Not only I'm a big fan of you, but also you're my friend. And and thank you for sharing your beautiful story, and be open to your fans. Because I'm pretty sure that those people will feel inspired of you, your story, and you're a great example that your story has to be shared. And looking forward that one day your story has been in the feature film. Should be.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. You'll be the first one to know. So I'll send you, once everything's all said and done, I'll send you everything. You're a wonderful
thank you
person.
so much.
I have so much praise for what you do for other artists and creatives.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. But the purpose of this show is the home of the independent artists. And like we are making a community, everybody together, because we don't know who is watching this interview overseas, right, or in United States, or vice versa. It's for human connection.
I agree, 100%.
All right. Thank you so much, Jackie. You too. And I wish you have a wonderful, wonderful time with your family. And we'll speak with you soon.
Thank you. Speak with you soon. Bye. Thank you.
Don't just bombard people with questions. What do you desire most in life? What excites you the most? What's the best holiday you've been on? Don't just have a list of questions and then fire them off and try and get them all ticked off and answered. Build on just the one question that seems to resonate the most with them.